life-threatening conditions, so you can check into your local McLaren ER right from your home. Just visit mclaren.org/ER and select a time that fits your schedule. The next time you need expert ER care, check in online so the waiting room can be your living room. That's mclaren.org/ER.
At Oakland University, being golden is putting in the hard work. It's raising the bar and never settling for less. It's the tireless hours spent getting your hands dirty. It's searching for answers where others aren't looking, rising before the sun, and staying up long after it sets. It's in you. Be golden. Explore more at oakland.edu.
The A.J. Hinch Show, a preview of today's game with Tigers manager A.J. Hinch. Brought to you by McLaren Health, official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers.
Within the Manager's Show, we hear an excerpt from A.J. Hinch's media session. It started with a question about Chris Paddock, who is now here in Detroit, getting ready for his first start in a Tigers uniform tomorrow. Early impressions from A.J. on Chris Paddock, a guy we've seen before in a Twins uniform this year.
Yeah, it's good. We have a lot of sort of mutual people in the game that have come across, when he was with the Padres and then over to Minnesota. And one of the things I wanted to emphasize to him is that we believe in him, that he can help us win. That's the only people that walk in our clubhouse are guys that we think can help us win, that day's game. He's going to start tomorrow, and then he'll face the Twins next week. But we're excited to get him, and we're gonna do two things. One, we're gonna push him to be better, like we do all our players. And we have a great clubhouse. He doesn't know a ton of guys in there, but we welcome him with open arms, and I want him to know that. We're excited to get him and get him in the mix tomorrow and get him up and running. And we have some ideas on how to push him to be even better than he's been, and also. Just let him know to give us what he's got, and this is an opportunity for him to have some fun.
You've seen him from across the way quite a bit. Obviously, it sounds like some things that you guys want to implement to help him get better. But from what he does do, what have you seen this year?
Yeah, he challenges the strike zone. He makes you beat him in the zone.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker, and here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side, and a two-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
banter about it because it's his personality, but it's go time for him, and he knows that kind of what he feels right now is how he's going to feel. Like, there's nobody that could do more than what he's done to get to this point. I mean, I've watched this guy do everything he can to alleviate, the pain, and the issue's not going away. So we need to test to see what he can endure. And based on what he's done so far, he can endure a lot. But it's time to get back to games.
So Alex Lang had kind of a rough outing.
Yeah.
Is there any report out of that, or just kind of?
The only thing he said was that he just didn't feel like he knew where the ball was going, and that that was obvious just based on the line, because he's had a hard time locating consistently, but the stuff has been there, and even in that outing there were flashes of it, but the consistency wasn't there. So he stayed down in AAA, worked with Bach. I think he got off.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that, like, it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Jeff Rieger with Around the League from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios, brought to you by Big B Coffee, the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers. If the recent losing skid by the Tigers has taught us anything, it's that it's never as bad as it seems in the moment, and let's be honest, it's also never as good if you happen to be on a winning streak too. Take the Mets, for example. In late June to early July, New York lost 14 of 17 ball games, and they were freaking in the Big Apple. But it wasn't as bad.
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material of satin would reflect the stadium lights better. But satin comes with all kinds of issues. Despite all its drawbacks, this shiny material really does create a show-stopping jersey.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Well, we had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "Mrs. Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Man, this Ford Escape is sweet. Smooth ride, killer tech. It's like driving a game winner.
See, that's because I got it from my local Ford dealer. Deal of the season, kid.
Seriously? Yeah. How'd you pull that off?
Well, simple. Next time you're there, look them in the eye and say, Big Al sent you.
What do I get, the Big Al discount or something?
Better than that, you get treated like a legend.
Well then, mind if we swing by our neighborhood Michigan Ford dealer right now?
Now you're talking. Let's go!
Now, back to the Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers broadcast booth at Comerica Park. From the field, brought to you by Meyer, official partner of the Detroit Tigers.
Good evening, Tiger fans. This is Bobby Scales with the Tiger from the Field Report. We're here with Diamondback play-by-play man, just all-around good dude, Mike Faren. Mike, thanks for being on with us today.
Bobby, it is great to see you. I feel like we just did this in Atlanta. We got to hang out at the All-Star game together, so it's great to see you in person.
Yeah, we sure did. It was fun. Mike, I want to start with you first. And Tiger fans may have heard your voice on the radio, filling in for the various color commentators, myself included, last couple years. But if they're not familiar, boy, your resume is extensive in this game. I mean, just play-by-play with the D-backs, ESPN college baseball. Like we said, we talked about the color commentary fill-in before that. MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM since 2007, hosting that daily show, national radio show. Mike, your wealth, your breadth and depth of knowledge in the game of baseball, college, professional, the minors, prep stuff when it comes to the draft, it's impressive. It's just always a great listen to you on the radio.
Well, it's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I'm really fortunate that I don't just get to work in the toy department, but I get to cover something I'm really passionate about, right? In that I love baseball. And being able to do this job has been a great thrill and focus on just the sport over the last nearly 20 years, which just made me feel really old when you said since 2007. But, I love it. And I think because I'm not somebody who played like you did or was an executive like you were, I feel like I owe it to the fans to be as informed as possible, on as much information as I can to try and connect them to the game and give them the information to know why teams are making decisions, why players make decisions, what players are going through, what Organizations are going through all of it, and I find that stuff fascinating too. I mean, as much as I think a lot of people think of me as a data guy. The people that do know me, the 7 people that know who I am, think of me as a data guy. I'm actually obsessed with scouting and player development. Those are my favorite things, and so I just love baseball, and I love that I get to do this as a job.
Well, you do a great job of it, and sometimes when you find guys that are, they just pour over the data, they pour over the information, and it seems forced. But that one thing that I've always noticed about you is it never does seem forced. It always seems like it's just genuine and flowing, and that's just one thing I think is one of your.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because between August of '93 and May of '95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back we have the stats of what could have been.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Now, representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Turzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base.
Swing, there's a drive to left. That one is long.
125 years of baseball tradition continues.
And it's gone, a home run.
Brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Jack Demmer Ford, Corwell Health, Jack Demmer Lincoln, Fago, Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, The D Las Vegas, Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers, Northville Lumber, Feiger Law, Meyer, Comerica, McLaren Health, Wallside Windows, and Little Caesars Pizza.
It's time to play ball with the call of the game from the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth at Comerica Park. Here are the voices of Tigers baseball, Dan Dickerson and Bobby Scales.
Clear skies, breezy, warm in downtown Detroit. Hello again, everyone. We're getting ready for Game 2.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards, and I know.
McKinstry, Dylan Dingler gets the nod behind the plate, hitting 8th, and batting 9th is the center fielder, Matt Vierling.
Pitching matchup brought to you by our local Toyota dealers. For all the latest offers, go to Toyota.com. Casey Mize against Brandon Fott. Keys to the game brought to you by Bell's Founders and Long Drink. Proudly distributed by Rave Associates. Keys for Casey Mize to get on track, Bobby.
Yeah, Casey Mize, like you said, Dan, 15 very consistent starts. The last 2 just a little bit out of sorts with the delivery. It just wasn't coming out the same way, and the command was off, and the last one was really rough, giving up the 10 hits against Pittsburgh. But you're looking for good energy down the mound with Casey. If you look at some of the video, perhaps he was coming out of his delivery, doing what we call running away from his arm and getting a little rotational with his top half. You want to see that good drive down the mound, good direction, and yes, it's like linear, and then it's rotational with the upper half.
We saw too much good through the first 15 to
Sure.
think that he can't get right back into that good groove. First pitch of the game to Corbin Carroll is a fastball up, and we are underway here at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. So glad to have you along for the second game of this 3-game series. 5-1 Tigers win yesterday. All about keeping these top 2 guys off the base paths. Carroll swings and misses at a splitter, a pitch that has been at times good, but over the course of the season has been his most hittable pitch, but still working on that fastball split combination. The 1-1, fastball up. First pitch today is brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Game time weather brought to you by Clean Express Auto Wash, the official car wash of the Detroit Tigers. Fast, easy, clean, and free vacuums. 89 degrees. Under beautifully sunny skies in downtown Detroit, shadows will play an issue early in the game. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball fair down the first base line. That ball will get to the corner, and that could be 3, and likely will be for Corbin Carroll. Rounding second, heading for third, and he will make it. Throw from Gleyber Torres is offline just a little bit, and Corbin Carroll ground ball, triple into the right field corner. If it hits the stands, it's a double, but it got by the stands. He's at third to lead off.
Yeah, it was a splitter that was up in the zone and in the Corbin Carroll. That was his 14th triple of the year. Routed around down in that corner, and he gets into third base fairly easily.
One of the fastest runners in the game, and man, did he fly. Tigers will play the infield back. Keith is at third tonight. He comes in even with the bag almost to the edge of the cutout by third base. McKinstry at short tonight. He shades up the middle. Torres at second. Torkelson at first. Ketel Marte, batting lefty, swings and pops it up, foul and out of play, down to our right. The shadows from the first baseline roof line have crossed the mound. There's a little bit of a gap between the roof line and the last row of seats. That little rectangle of sunshine is in front of the mound right now. The ball goes through that to home plate in shadow. Splitter misses away. So, Bobby, it's interesting that Splitter, I mean, he's throwing it harder this year on a good day when he can locate the four seam down as well as up, but especially down, that Splitter can really be a weapon. The 1-1, swing and a miss. bat toss contest winner goes to Ketel Marte as he hits the netting over the Diamondbacks dugout. So on a given day, it can be very good, but it has been his most hittable pitch, righties and lefties.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think when he doesn't have that good direction to home plate, it's kind of 50-50 what it's going to do. And I think the one he threw to Corbin Carroll right there didn't do much of anything. It came out dead spin, but there wasn't any action, any downward action to it. And it's just essentially at that point, it's like a changeup. And so when it's up in the zone, it's eligible to get hit.
Slider at 91, up and away. Usually that's an upper 80s slider for him. Sweeping slider's been a real weapon to righties. Casey's been tougher on lefties all year long. The 2-2. Swinging a line drive into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Corbin Carroll, wow, didn't read that ball well, but he'll trot home. He was actually tagging at third as that ball dropped 20 feet in front of Wenzel Perez. Line drive single to right. 2 batters in. 1-0 Arizona.
Yeah, we talked about finishing and Casey really getting over that front side down the mound. He's done neither in the first 2 batters. Left the split up to Carroll. He hits it in the corner for a triple, and Ketel Marte gets a hanging slurve and singles into right for the RBI.
That brings up Geraldo Perdomo. Perdomo, he takes a fastball 96 on the outside edge for a called strike. Switch hitter, batting lefty against Casey. So right off the bat, you got 3 of the first 4 batters, all batting from the left side. Then you got McCarthy, Thomas, bottom part of the order, true lefties, but you've got a few switch hitters. Perdomo swings and fouls it out of play. So, Bobby, every pitcher obviously rotates, and it's just a matter of everybody moves differently.
Sure.
And you're just looking for that energy for Casey to be more down the slope before the rotation instead of opening too early.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you do that, you lose velocity, you lose location. Your pitches don't have the bite necessary, especially the breaking pitches.
The 0-2, fastball up and away. And that's what we saw, especially in that Pittsburgh game. Against a weak offense, arguably the weakest offense in baseball. It wasn't just 10 hits in 4 innings. It was 10 hard hit balls. It was line drives everywhere. 1-2, splitter misses down. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Perdomo. This is a guy you're not going to get to swing and miss. He has walked more than he has struck out. Best hope is to get the ball on the ground. The other thing you notice about Casey, this kind of revamped repertoire, is that the ground ball rate has gone down pretty sharply this year. The 2-2. Slider misses below the knees, 3-2. So after that start, 10 hits and a lot of hard contact against a weak offense, this becomes a real challenge for Casey, and you wanted more than anything just a good start to this game. Well, it's been triple single. 3-2, up and away, ball 4. He kept missing running arm side with that 4-seam fastball, so a couple of men on. First 3 have reached, and this was the trouble in that start against Pittsburgh, just traffic on the base paths the whole game for Casey.
Yeah, it's difficult when you have all that traffic, especially early. Never able to settle in and get in any kind of groove, any type of rhythm. You're fighting from the start.
Adrian Del Castillo, 8 for 26 in his early at-bats, takes a fastball strike. Alan Porter, the crew chief, is our home plate umpire. One of the best balls and strikes umpires in the game. Jim Wolf at first, Chris Siegel at second. Alex McKay is today's third base umpire. Just underway, 1-0 Arizona. The strike 1, swing and a miss. Good, tight slider away.
Best one of the day so far. Started just off the plate away. Nails that outside third, gets a swing through anyway, but that was a strike. Good pitch right there.
McKinstry keeping an eye on Marte, trying to shorten his lead at second base. The 0-2, fastball up at 97 for Casey Mize. Some good life. He's just missing up and away to these lefties. Again, 4 in a row with the 2 switch hitters to start the game. 2 on, nobody out. 1-0 Arizona. Mize sets the 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him on the fastball. 97 right by Adrian Del Castillo.
That was the best sequence of the night for Casey Mize, both in the sequence, what the pitches were, in the execution. You saw that tight slider away from Del Castillo. Then he just beats him with a fastball in the middle of the plate. Both of those are coming out much better than they have been. Perhaps he's found something after the first few hitters of this game.
2 on, 1 out. Austin English at the plate, and he takes a fastball to the knees for a called strike. Just 1 for 16 so far for Tristan English. Big numbers down at AAA, again past prospect status at 28 years old, but did hit .340 with nice extra base power numbers. In a very hitter-friendly league, the Pacific Coast League, Tristan English takes a pitch down and away, 1-1. First shot at Major League action. Very upright stance, tucks the left shoulder in. Cocks a bat high over the right, the 1-1. Splitter misses up and in. He uses that pitch to righties as well as lefties, but especially against righties, it just has not been a weapon. Mize works over on the third base side of the rubber. He right now is being bracketed by Sunshine. 2-1, ground ball softly fouled on the third base line, so shadow on either side of the mound at the moment. You would think this would be advantage hitter, but Arizona seems to be seeing the ball well early.
Yeah, they're not missing anything just early.
Sometimes when that shadow covers the infield, but it's still bright sunshine out to the batter's eye, that can be advantage pitcher. English waiting at a 2-2 on the way. Fastball, big miss. 97, but way over in the left-handed batter's box. Casey has only had 3 double plays turned behind him all season. Could really use a ground ball right here. Marte takes off, pitch in the dirt, and there will be no throw to third. Another walk, and big trouble in the first for Casey Mize.
Casey's fighting himself a little bit right here. He's going to get a visit from Tiger pitching coach Chris Fetter.
25 pitches, 13 balls, and 12 strikes. Slow walk out to the mound for Chris Fetter, but this is where you really need the ground ball. Jake McCarthy is the batter. Another left-handed batter. Again, Casey's been better against lefties. Everybody's been hitting him in his last 2 starts, but up until the last 2 starts, it was low average, low power numbers for left-handed batters. Alan Porter's going to go out and join the conversation, then break it up. Diamondbacks in their road black jerseys, the gray pants, black and red pinstripe down the pant legs, the black jerseys with the block letter A in Sedona red, with a trim of teal and sand is the. It's not beige, Bobby. It's sand colored.
And Dan, all that it's too much. It's too much stuff. See, this is out of 10. This is a 6 on the uniform scale.
You don't like it?
I don't hate it. It's okay. It's just too much stuff.
Slider on the back door for a called strike.
You had to run through 9 colors to describe it.
That was only 3. Well, 4.
See?
McCarthy takes a strike on the back door. Jake McCarthy off to a very quiet start. There's over 100 at-bats. Splitter misses low and away where he's hit 158. Got off to a very quiet start. Got called back up late June. Still struggling. He really had a nice year last year. Full season's worth of at-bats for Arizona. The 1-1. Fastball misses in. Not missing by much, but he's not getting squeezed. I can tell you that from Alan Porter. I mean, these are misses.
Yeah, and the problem is when you've been a little bit all over the place early on, 2 walks, you got to get on the plate before you get stretched a little bit.
Marte, Perdomo, English, third over to first. Fastball in, fouled out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But this is a batter Casey Mize has to get. Struggling at the plate. He's had no success this year. Hit righties at a pretty good clip for average. A little bit of power last year. He's hit just 150 against righties. 1-0 Arizona. Bases loaded, 1 out. Marte coming down the line at third, the 2-2, swinging a high foul out of play, well back third base side. Anytime you see a 30-pitch inning early, a little mini red flag goes up, but it almost always means a shortened start. The veterans, in case he's trending into veteran territory, know how to keep the pitch count low and get into the 5th, 6th inning. 2-2 is swing and a miss. Got him with a splitter down. One of the better splitters we've seen from Casey. Man, did he need that. A strikeout of McCarthy. 2 outs. Bases loaded.
Yeah, he sure did. That's a good pitch from Casey Mize. That looks like a fastball on that bottom rail till about 58 feet. And it just falls off the table. Gets to swing and miss over the top from McCarthy. He needed that punch out. Find a way to get out of this inning, Casey.
Brings up Alec Thomas. Another lefty. Swings him. Hits a fly ball to center field. Playable for Matt Beerling. Shields his eyes from the sun. Makes the catch. And that's a battle. But Casey Mize strands 3. We go to the bottom of the 1st inning. 1-0 Arizona.
Pella Detroit delivers peace of mind, beauty, and comfort with every window and door. Call for a free consultation at 248-292-5000 and hear about our affordable finance options.
And today brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Today's game brought to you by Northville Lumber, the official lumberyard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Tigers down 1-0. Colt Keith back in the leadoff spot. First pitch, fastball sinks away. The Tigers facing the 26-year-old from Louisville, Kentucky, the former 5th-round pick in 2020 for the Diamondbacks, Brandon Pfaadt, P-F-A-A-D-T. Doesn't look like Pfaadt, but that's what it is.
He says
22nd start of the year for Pfaadt.
If he says so, that's what they're telling us. That's what we're going to go with. He has a 4-seam sweeper, sinker, changeup, curveball, and a cutter, but that arsenal has changed quite a bit in the last month.
1-0. Sinker misses in, so just missed away, just missed in. 2-0 on Keith.
Basically, in his last start against Houston on the 22nd, he threw no 4-seam fastballs, was cutter, 2-seamer.
The 2-0, sinker for a strike, and that was a pitch that he threw almost, 30% of the time.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting that he scrapped it. It wasn't his worst pitch. The 2-1. Swinging a pop foul from shadow up into sunshine, down into the seats, past the Tigers dugout. 2-2 on Colt Keith, trying to find that good swing that he had before the All-Star break.
Yeah, and over the last month, he's kind of whittled it down. I mean, the usage of that 4-seamer has gone down to almost nothing, like we said in the last start.
The 2-2. Cutter is what he's replaced it with, a pitch that he didn't throw. And now he is using that. It sounds like he swapped it out for the 4-seam.
Pretty much, yeah.
Arms up over his head, fought from the first base side, delivers 3-2, fly ball, center field, not deep. Alec Thomas comes in, makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the 1st inning. 1-0 Arizona.
It's a big motion for Pfaadt. He's a tall 6'4" out there on the mound. Big motion, hands over his head, knees and elbows coming at you. Low 3/4 slot. And those angles can give you trouble when he's on.
Gleyber Torres swings at a sinker middle, fouls it back. Mostly this sweeper, this sinker, and until his last couple of starts, the 4-seam fastball to right-handed batter. So it sounds like, Bobby, mostly just sinkers and sweepers to righties right now. Swinging a foul back. Sinker at 95. Torres falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes.
You know, which is interesting, too. Again, he's basically a sinker baller. He's on that extreme first base side of the rubber. You get a really good look at his breaking ball, and it can be very wicked, or he can leave it in the plate. The damage he's given up is a lot of breaking balls in the middle.
0-2, sweeper away, check swing, appeal to first. Jim Wolf says Torres did not go 1-2.
You know, the thing I would say for these Tiger hitters, the plan probably is that they see spin, and it's not right at him just to spin on it, because he doesn't throw a ton of them 4 strikes. It's more of a chase pitch.
1-2, Sweeper away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very uneven season for Fott. His ERA's at 4.76, and last year it was at 4.71. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Stayed away with a sinker. You don't see Gleyber Torres swing and miss at a 2-strike fastball very often.
You sure don't.
Especially not sinkers.
No. Gleyber Torres absolutely smashes sinkers, which is a very difficult skill to do. But fought through that 2-seam fastball away from Gleyber. It came back on the plate, and it was almost a little bit of an emergency hack from Gleyber because he realized it was coming back. Couldn't catch up with it.
Brings up Kerry Carpenter, first pitch curveball in, ball 1. Let's pause for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Line drive to the right field corner deep. Fair ball, 1 hop off the wall. Fielded perfectly by Carroll. Carpenter racing to second. He's going to test that hamstring right away, and he slides in safely with a 2-out double here in the first.
Yeah, good swing by Kerry Carpenter. It was that 2-seamer to the glove side, this into the left-handed hitting Kerry Carpenter, and Kerry beat him to the spot. And the best part about this, Dan, is Kerry got out of the box. He sniffed the double. He turned it on, and it didn't look guarded at all. Looked well as he kicked it into gear just around first base. Slides into second safely with a 2-out double.
They made sure, extra sure, that hamstring was okay before he came back. Obviously, foul out of play off the bat of Riley Green. But you still kind of hold your breath for a guy he'd been fighting that thing for a while.
Yeah.
Great to see. Just having that threat back is so big for this Tigers offense. See if it helps Riley Green, who's been struggling of late. The strike 1. Swing and a soft tap foul. Feels like a combination of a little bit of chase, more than we're used to seeing from Riley, and just missing pitches that we know he can drive.
Yeah, and I think he's feeling that too, and that's why you're getting some of the swings you're getting. He's trying to hit everything right now to try to make up for it, and that's the exact opposite of what you need to do when you're not seeing the ball well.
0-2, fastball up. That whole seeing the ball well thing is such a mystery. I was talking with Cole Keith about that today. He's like, yeah, I had a great break, and I would come back, I can't see the baseball.
It is the oddest, and that happens. It happens too.
It's like I'm kind of checking all my little checkpoints to make sure that I'm doing everything right. Head bob, no. Am I crashing? No. Am I too far back? No.
Right.
Check, and he's not seeing the ball.
It just happens
and it
that
just
way.
happens, right?
It does, and it's the weirdest thing because there's times when you're gassed. You need a break. The All-Star break probably came at a good time, but then you're like, man, you're just out of whack.
2-2, ground ball to first base, playing it off to the glove side. English will make the play unassisted, cross the bag with his right foot into the dugout. Tigers get a 2-out double from Kerry Carpenter, but no more. He's stranded at second base. We go to the second. 1-0 Arizona.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. Be cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you. Did
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards, there you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Second inning today is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery, introducing the new Tigers Instant Game Pull tab and 2 online games. Injury report is brought to you by McLaren Healthy, official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Well, got to give Alex Cobb some credit. He's going to try a rehab assignment. And Bobby, it's just it's to the point with the bad hips, and it's at any given moment either the left or the right. James McCann, the ex-Tiger, at the plate. He was in the minor leagues and had the opportunity to opt out of his deal with Atlanta, minor league deal, because he got a major league deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He has come up and in 42 at-bats hit .310. Fastball for a strike. 2-1 on James McCann, and they love the job that he is doing with the pitchers on this pitching staff, including tonight's starter, Brandon Pfaadt. 35 years old now. Fastball. Oh, man, that's a perfect pitch. We saw this last night. Pitch is in the strike zone, getting called balls, and that's a big no call, if you will, from Alan Porter. 3-1, swinging a foul, glances off the mask of James McCann. 3-2. But Alex Cobb is going to try the rehab assignment. He's pitching. The way AJ put it today, Bobby, it's basically how much pain can he withstand?
Yeah.
And he said, so far, the answer is a lot. 3-2, fastball away. Boy, this is just not the Casey Mize we're used to seeing. Premium strike thrower. These last 3 starts, it has not been the same guy. Through 15 starts, it was improved strike throwing. He had revamped his repertoire, and that led to much lower production for opposing hitters. He had a little more swing and miss. It was great start-to-start consistency. It wasn't much traffic on the base paths. To see 3 walks, first 8 batters is, again, this is just not what we're used to seeing. Fastball middle to Blaze Alexander.
Dan, this is one of those things, too. We talked about the direction for Casey and his delivery. A lot of times you get thinking about that, and you forget there's a guy in the box. You got to get him out.
The strike one. Fastball up. The misses have been pretty big.
They have been.
With the 4-seam fastball. Nothing wrong with the velocity. 96, 97. But he's a little bit all over the place with it right now. Alexander debuted last year. Hit 240 and almost 200 trips to the plate. Bunt attempt on the first base line. He bunts it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hitting 230 in limited at-bats for the Diamondbacks this year. Average walk rate ticked below last year. There was some swing and miss in this bat. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Casey in the first inning. 1 on a fastball, 1 on a splitter. Alexander waiting on the 1-2. Swing and a little soft tap foul. That's maybe the best slurve that he has thrown tonight. Sharp late break. Good job by Alexander to get a piece of it.
Yeah, much better there. You don't get that sharp late break on the splitter or any of your off-speed pitches unless you're finishing your pitches, and the direction was better that time, and the finish was better that time. Let's see if he can repeat it here over the rest of this game.
The 1-2. Fastball away. Again, a big miss on the fastball. 32 pitch. First inning for Casey. Again, unless you can put together a quick string of low pitch innings, it usually portends a shorter night. The 2-2. Ground ball softly fouled into the Tigers dugout on the third base side. Really good starts the last couple of days. Troy Melton yesterday, Jack Flaherty the day before, 6 shutout innings. I guess you could go back one more, couldn't you? Tarek Skubal, 6 shutout innings.
He did his job, that's for sure.
2-2, swinging a pop foul out of play. Can't get the swing and miss. So 3 straight starts. Tiger starters combined 19 innings of work, no runs on 15 hits. It has been a tough first trip through the order for Casey Mize. The 2-2. Slurve in the dirt.
It's a battle right now. He's just a battle trying to find it. He's missing up. He's missing low arm side. Just got to find that delivery however you can and figure out a way to get the guy in front of you to get him out.
Alexander spreads out in that right-handed batter's box. The 3-2, swinging a high fly ball. Right center, Matt Bierling shading his eyes with his glove from the sun will make the catch. Big first out, but that was a 9-pitch battle. One in the end by Casey Mize. So the infield basically from second base over to the third base line is covered in shadow. Right side still sunshine. The roof line in right field goes out and then angles out, but it's starting to make its way towards center field. The sun is definitely an issue for Bierling and Riley Green. You can see him shading his eyes in left field right now. Splitter down and away, so not many first pitch strikes for Casey tonight. Actually, it's been a decent amount of first pitch strikes, but just hasn't been able to finish off at bats. The 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0. Carroll on a 2-1. Sharp ground ball doubled on the first base line. McCann's short, cautious lead at first. About 3 feet. Now he edges off a little more. Torque holding with him. The 2-0. Backdoor slider for a called strike. 2-1 on Carroll. 1-0 Arizona. Casey Mize trying to get back in a good groove. Back to that form that saw him deliver a .260 ERA through his first 15 starts. He gave up more than 3 runs just twice. 2-1, fastball high. And it was led by premium level strike throwing. Tonight, 51 pitches, half and half. 26 strikes, 25 balls. Carroll's going to make you throw him a strike. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Slider under the bat.
And that's that good bullet slider. Now, that's one of the few pitches he's had a feel for today. And if you're Dylan Dingler, you may have to go to something a little bit more than you want to because he can get it in the zone.
Carroll's swing and miss is up a bit this year. 3-2. Shot past Gleyber Torres into right center field. Up with the ball, Wenzel Perez. James McCann will stop at second. But that was a splitter that was up. Hit hard.
And there's times behind the plate you got to stay with the pitch because you know you need to come back to it. But Casey's missing a lot with that fastball up. He can't locate the splitter right now. And when he does, it's in the zone and it's flat. That's the second one that Carroll's hit hard tonight. He may have to go to that bullet slider a little bit more, see if he can't move it around the zone and make it more effective for him.
Ketel Marte swings and misses at a fastball up and in, batting from his stronger left side. He hasn't been bad from the right side, but he's hitting .307 with a lot of walks, big power numbers from the left side. Best numbers of his career as a lefty. The strike one. Fastball away. Again, 2 full balls with off the plate away. He's not able to work the edges or top and bottom of the strike zone with the 4-seam fastball. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0 Arizona. The 1-1. Ground ball softly to first, off the glove of Torkelson, no play. He charged and tried to field the in-between hop, a tough hop, but he makes that play that went off his glove. Everybody is safe.
I think that's the one right there. That's that play to the first baseman's right where you have to draw the line. Pretty sure Gleyber Torres is back there to catch that ball. Gleyber needs to be screaming at him, but by the time Torque makes that second step towards second base, towards the 4-hole, it's a wrap. And he's got to be committed and go catch that ball. And like you said, Dan, he kind of ran himself into an in-between hop.
Slider on the back door for a called strike. Geraldo Perdomo at the plate. He's pretty good from both sides. Much higher average as a right-handed batter, a little more power from the left side. Batting lefty against Casey Mize. Base is loaded for the second straight inning. The strike one, swing and a miss. There's a fastball working the edges for the swing and miss at 96. Perdomo not really a double play candidate. And again, Casey just not getting ground balls with men on base for the double play. Tiger bullpen, Brant Herter is up and throwing. Pitch count approaching 60 for Mize here in the second inning. The 0-2. Swinging a fly ball right center field. That's deep. That'll get a run home. Perez tracking it down. He'll make the catch. McCann will tag and score. And Carroll scoots over to third. 2-0 Arizona on an 0-2. Perdomo with a deep drive to make it 2-0.
Yeah, that's a good job by Perdomo getting the fastball and being able to lift it into right field, get that run in. Throw goes into second base.
Wow. And that is the end of the night for Casey Mize. Man. Third inning. Third inning today is brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. For fast service and the best price, choose Mastercraft. Tristan English at the plate. First pitch fastball from Brant Herter, strike one. For Brant Herter's 33rd appearance. And even though there was a little rough stretch where he has a tough time throwing strikes, and he's still trying to dial it back in. Strike one, sweeper just below the belt for a called strike. 0-2 on English, 1 for 16 so far this season. Drew walk his first time up in 50 innings of work. That 2.80 ERA, 45 hits, a walk rate of 4 now, a strikeout rate of 10 per 9. Walks are way up, and so are the strikeouts. The strike one, or the 0-2, sinker up and away, swing and a miss. Most of his recent outings, again, it feels like he's starting to dial it back in. Ground ball to first. Torkelson will backhand. McCarthy at the plate. Over to the bag. Tag it with his right foot. 2 up and 2 down here in the third inning. You've got to believe that Brant Herter can get back to, and this is what he's always done.
Right.
Strikes.
And you go back all the way back as far as you can, and he throws strikes. He fills up the strike zone, and there's quality strikes in there. It's not just splitting the heart of the plate. That's witnessed by the amount of hits he gives up. I mean, he's going to get back there. It's just a matter of time. Got a little out of whack with delivery. It looks like he's coming back into form with that now.
First pitch sinker up and in to Alec Thomas. Left-handed batter hitting 245 coming in. Have a quiet 245. Did hit a home run in the game yesterday. The only run for the Diamondbacks. Swinging a little soft tapper foul. But you look at the recent outings again, it feels like he's dialing it in. And he certainly has been better.
Yes.
6 scoreless innings, 3 hits. His last 3 outings, but 4 walks. And you look at the strike throwing, 31 pitches, 17 strikes, 46 pitches, 22 strikes. So fewer than half of the pitches were strikes. Thomas swings and misses, 33-19. Again, it's better, no question, but I have every reason to believe, there's every reason to believe he's going to get back to that elite level of strike throwing. Better than 2-1 strikes to balls.
For sure. Again, no reason not to believe that based on a track record for a long time, even back to college.
This is an important arm out of this bullpen. The 1-2. Sweeper up and in. That's a pitch you just didn't see. That's a big miss left on left sweeper that he could reliably bury down and away.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Followed it up with a sinker in the perfect spot. Alec Thomas couldn't find it. A 1-2-3. Third inning, 2 swing and miss strikeouts, both on sinkers. To the bottom of the third inning, 2-0. Arizona on top. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball.
There's a fastball. There's a flying bat. It's a high car.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
This series of the Diamondbacks brought to you in part by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, 1-800-CALL-SAM. 2-0 Diamondbacks. Doubles in the first 2 innings. One for Carpenter, one for Wenzel Perez. Both were stranded at second base. Brandon Pfaadt trying to make it 4 straight quality starts for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arms up over his head into his delivery. First pitch, sinker, strike middle. Veerling in the number 9 spot today. Really, righties and lefties have hit this righty. Lefties a few more walks, but both have hit him around 260 with some power. Ground ball and a jam job softly to short. Perdomo pick it up, bounce the throw to first. Nice pickup with soft hands by English, the first baseman. 1 up and 1 down on a routine ground ball to short.
Yeah, it was another sinker from Brandon Pfaadt out to Perdomo. And again, usually fairly sure-handed and accurate over there, but English picked him up at first base with a nice backhand scoop.
Average number of ground balls for Pfaadt. I think that really jumps out at you, that the hard hit rate against, it can tell a story. Colt Keith takes a curveball strike on the back door. And there has been a lot of hard contact all year long against Pfaadt in his 21 starts. Curveball away. We're talking about seeing the ball well. Shadows right now should be helping hitters. Shadows have almost gotten out to the batter's eye in straightaway center. Cutter in. Foul right at home plate because Colt Keith is still looking for that swing that, I mean, it was a 35-game stretch, almost right to the All-Star break, where he hit over 300. It was extra base power, home run power, but lots of doubles. I mean, and it was, Bobby, it was line drives everywhere.
Everywhere in all pitch types. And that, for me, when you're covering the different shapes and the different velocities, you are seeing the ball well, and your approach and your swing is in a really good spot. And, boy, he was really dialed in right before the break. And sometimes the break will do that to you.
The 1-2 up and in, 3 for 28 in the second half. It is 4 walks and 7 strikeouts, so that's, I mean, it's not alarming in terms of low walks, high strikeouts. But it just, the look on his face, just like, man, it's baseball. And it can be, Riley Green would say, stupid. Sweeper away. But he just determined. He said, you know, one swing truly can turn it around. You're like, that's the field. That's what I'm looking for. 3-2 is swinging a fly ball, right field, not deep. Carroll in a couple of steps, makes the catch. Cutter got off the barrel and resulted in a soft fly ball. 2 of those now off the bat of Keith. 1 to center, 1 to right, 2 up, 2 down, third inning, 2-0 Arizona.
Yeah, Pfaadt's cutter that he's discovered lately is not, it's not like a swing and miss nasty cutter. It's the one that just moves off the barrel just a little bit, and that's exactly what Colt Keith did right there. Thought he was on it, put a good swing on it, but next thing you know, it's off the label of the bat.
It's not easy to do what Pfaadt has done. Sweeper low and away. A pitch that he really didn't throw.
Right.
Scrap the fastball. And let's go to a different pitch, specifically to get lefties out. And it's been, 2 starts now. As you said, it started really 3-4 starts ago. It's been a real weapon. Torres fouls it out of play, 1-1.
Well, he's thrown one more fastball, 4-seam fastball, and he threw his entire last time, the one to Zach McKinstry. So, yeah, he's had to figure it out. He's done a nice job.
Sinker on the outside edge. He's got some swing back to it. He gets a called strike. That's a perfect pitch. You're not going to do much with that. Starts off the plate and then onto the plate. Gleyber Torres struck out on that sinker first time up. The 1-2. Line drive into right field. He got the same pitch. We tried to tell pitchers this all year. Don't give Gleyber Torres multiple opportunities to hit a pitch that you got him out on earlier in the game. Torres singles to right, especially if that pitch is a fastball.
Right, that was another 4-seamer. This is why he went away from that 4-seamer. It was getting banged around, and you got to do something different at some point if the results aren't there. But that was one Gleyber could handle, up and out away from him. Great hands, just takes it that way, doesn't try to do too much with it. He's on first base with 2 outs.
Brings up Kerry Carpenter, came in hitting .254, 16 home runs, 32 RBIs. First pitch swinging a soft tap foul right at home plate. That is the cutter in. Doubled to right field. 1-0 sinker that he ripped. One hop to the wall in right field. Strong running to second base, testing that hamstring. Perdomo at short, shades up the middle. Outfield just about straight up. Blaze Alexander at third is deep and off the line, shading toward the hole between short and third. Time called at home plate. Production had been pretty solid for Carey, even leading up to. There'd been a little quiet period in June, and then starting to heat up. Right, he had home runs in consecutive games right before he went on the IL. 0-1, swing and a miss. That's the pitch that he will do damage on. Four-seam fastball, belt high middle.
Yeah, and he tried to right there too. He tried to go to the downs right there, came up empty.
Extends those hands away from the left shoulder as he cocks the bat over, tucks that right shoulder in. The 0-2 swing and a pop-up by the mound. Who will take charge? Perdomo, the shortstop, comes in, makes the catch on the grass directly behind the mound. Carpenter pops out. Tigers get a single, but no more. 3 base runners in 3 innings. They have not.
It is a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
See James McCann back in the major leagues. Left Detroit after the 2018 season. Tigers let him go, went to Chicago. Had a really good year that first year after he left the Tigers. First pitch strike from Brant Herter. Walked first time up. And then it was the Mets, and then Baltimore, and then Atlanta, and now Arizona, swinging a foul out of play. I always remember that off season between 2017 and 2018. That's when the twins were born prematurely. And he was at the hospital every single day that off season with his wife and the 2 preemies. Those twins are now almost 8 years old, which is crazy. They are healthy. They came out of it incredibly. But it's like he had no chance to prepare for that 2018 season. And he struggled. And that's when the Tigers let him go. The 1-2 shot, foul. Down the third base line, sweeper away. Fouled it down the left field line by just a foot or so.
Just missed a double right there.
Whew.
That's that sweeper. Wasn't a bad pitch, had him out in front a little bit. Like to see it down a little bit more.
All the way to first base, James McCann just now making his way back to that right-handed batter's box. Fourth inning is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family-owned, celebrating 81 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. The 1-2, McCann swings. It's a fly ball deep to right center field. Vierling on the run, tracking it. He will make the catch, bang into the wall, and held on. It popped out of his glove, and he caught it. Unbelievable. Racing onto the track, he made the catch, he hit the wall, the ball popped out, and somehow Matt Vierling got it before it hit the ground.
Yeah, Matt Vierling, I don't know if he thought it was going to carry that far, bangs into the wall.
Wow.
And recovers it.
That's a play.
Wow, look at that. Unbelievable. No panic, stayed with it.
Snow coned it, hit the wall. He was ready. What a reaction. Wow. Blaze Alexander at the plate. First pitch sinker strike on the outside edge. Put a couple of stars next to that catch. That was, once you saw the ball pop out, you're like, well, shoot. Nice try. That's a double.
Looks like he got fooled off the bat, though, because Matt Vierling takes very efficient routes to the baseball. He bowled that one a little bit. Then he had to kick it into gear just to get there. And that's when the fun began.
The 1-1. Sweeper away. So look at the strike throwing tonight for Brant Herter. 20 pitches, 14 strikes, 6 balls. That's Brant Herter.
Yes, it is.
Consistently 2-1 or better. Strikes to balls. Sinkers, swing and a miss. 2-2 on Blaze Alexander. Getting some nice swing and miss on that sinker.
He is getting some swing and miss. A little bit late life. Getting some depth with it. These are all good signs. The stuff's coming back a little bit stronger. The strike throwing is better.
Working first base side of the rubber. He's got that little rhythm motion. Four-seam fastball up and away, meaning he just takes a little step forward, something he learned in the minor leagues, give him a little bit of rhythm, kind of rock into his motion. And a big key for him. Quick step forward, and then he goes into the leg lift and drive to home plate. Sinkers popped up foul and out of play. 3-2, the count remains on Blaze Alexander, hitting .230 in limited at-bats with the Diamondbacks this year. And we seen some great angles on our FanDuel Sports Monitor. Great camera work. It's quite a crew for FanDuel. Sweeper down and in. Did he go? Yes, he did. Jim Wolf on the appeal. Blaze Alexander thought he'd drawn a walk. Jim Wolf says, nope, you went too far. Third strikeout, 6 batters. I think that's a break for the Tigers.
That is absolutely a break. Jim Wolf put that right hand up, and I don't know, Dan.
No, he didn't go.
Alexander can't believe it.
Tigers will take it. Fastball low and away. 6 up, 6 down for Brant Herter. 3 straight, 2 innings or 2 1/3 innings outings for Brant Herter. It's scoreless. No runs on 3 hits. Sinker away to Carroll. He's got a triple and a single. 2-0 Arizona. We're in the 4th inning. Final line for Casey Mize, brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Remember, he had a knee issue that had pushed his start back a day. 2-0. Carroll swings and pops it up. Riley Green waving his arms in left field from shadow into sunshine, back to shadow, makes the catch. Mize's final line, inning in 2/3, 2 runs, only 1 earned on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Herter has been strong through 2 1/3. 7 up, 7 down. Tigers bat in the 4th inning, still down 2-0. This is the home of Detroit.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans, and while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table, and once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
And it'll be Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter.
Rolling
Does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. They're up 6-1 in the 8th. She's giving it to him and making him like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it. You won't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
Fourth inning brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 81 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Instant replay brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, 1-800-CALL-SAM. Riley Green leads off with the Tigers' first pitch line drive, base hit down the right field line. It's going to get to the corner, extra bases for Riley Green. Rounding first, heading to second. Carroll up with the ball. Green will cruise into second base. Man, did he need that. Sharp line drive double to start the fourth inning.
Yeah, that's a good swing by Riley Green. That's that cutter that's been so effective for Fogg. Doesn't get it in there enough. Riley fights it off into the right spot. Didn't hit it especially hard, but tucks it inside the right field line. Nothing Carroll can do about it. That's 2 bases to start this inning for Riley Green.
That brings up Torkelson, fly ball to left, first time up. He swings and pops this one up. Cutter gets the pop up. Marte will give way to Corbin Carroll. Right fielder comes in, makes the catch in shallow right center. 2 pitches, a double, a pop out. Torkelson kind of popped out to left field last time up. Brings up Wenzel Perez, doubled his last time up, change up. Line drive sharply to right center, and he just legged his double out. Outfield that basically teams have been running on. You run on all 3 of these outfielders. Nobody really has a big arm like we saw last series with Barger. But even when Barger was fielding a ball, Tigers would run, and that's been what they've been doing all year.
They sure did. Barger has an absolute cannon, and it's short, too. Well, you're right. There's no arms out there like that.
One of the things that AJ talked about, Bobby, right from the time he took over as manager here, this ballpark, again, 3rd largest outfield by square footage, we should run the bases aggressively.
Yes.
And he didn't really have the roster makeup until last year to do that. Curveball strike. Or at least they just never quite embraced the Joey Cora philosophy that was laid down in a meeting in August. It's like, come on, I need to see you over at third base. I think he put it a little more bluntly than that. Fastball misses in 1-1 on Wenzel Perez.
I think it was a little louder and a little sharper than that, Dan. I think that's safe to say.
Everybody sat up a little straighter because apparently Joey never really gets very vocal in those meetings. But the Tigers roster had gotten younger, more athletic, and ever since then, they've been running the bases. Not with abandon, but aggressively. Line drive, base hit into right field. Carroll had to wait, let it bounce, so Riley Green had to hold up. He will stop at third. 2 good swings for Wenzel Perez. 2 line drives, 1 double, 1 single. Runners at the corners, 1 out for Zach McKinstry.
Yeah, it sure is. 2 short strokes for Wenzel Perez, too. First time it was a changeup. This time it was a cutter that cut back over the middle of the plate. Didn't try to do too much with it. Hit it hard to Corbin Carroll. And it was on a trajectory where it was going to be 1 hop. Riley Green had to wait and make sure he saw it down before he advanced to third base. At that point, no chance for Joey Cora to wave him on home, but we're first and third here with 1 out in the 4th.
Middle of the infield looking for something on the ground. Fott gets a below average number of ground ball double plays. Again, the average ground ball rate. McKinstry takes a sinker for a strike. Cutter has been the big weapon. Marte coming in from second base to deliver a message for Fott before he settles in on the first base side. Perdomo at short, shades up the middle. The outfield just about straight up. They don't move a whole lot. The strike one, swing and a foul, back to the screen. Curveball, middle of the plate. James McCann out in front of home plate calling the defensive signals. Left side of the infield shifts to the right, so that puts Blaze Alexander, the third baseman, off the line and deep at third. Thomas in center field shades a couple of steps now toward left center field with the count 0-2 on Zach McKinstry. Tiger down 2-0, trying to get on the board here in the fourth. First time that had two base runners on. The 0-2. Cutter misses just above the belt. James McCann likes it, though. Points the glove out. Bottom third of the order. This is completing the second trip through the order for Fott. Gets a little more hittable each time through. The numbers jump pretty substantially. Third trip through the order. The 1-2. Check swing. Sweeper. Got a rare half-cut wave from Zach McKinstry. That's a big, big second out. Runners at the corners, 2 out. See if Dylan Dingler can pick up his teammate.
Yeah, it is a big out. He used the cutter up in the zone. Previously, the pitch before on McKinstry goes down with that sweeper, starts it in the middle, ends up back foot. Zach can't hold off.
Dingler popped out his first time up. First pitch, fastball at the knees for a called strike. Green coming down the line at third. Marte at second, shades up the middle. The outfield plays Dingler to pull. At least Thomas does in center field, shading to left center. The strike one. Swing in a soft tap foul right at home plate. Soft fly ball to left on a 3-2 pitch first time up for Dingler. Beerling waiting on deck. Tigers with their first threat of the night, trying to get on the board, down 2-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning.
That two-seam fastball from Brandon Fott doesn't have a lot of vertical movement on it, but it's got a ton of horizontal run. Tough to square up.
Fourth steal of the year. Now a chance for Dingler to tie this game with a single. McCarthy in left plays a very deep left field, but a single really, even a line drive right at an outfielder should score 2. The 1-2. Swinging a line drive into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit in front of Thomas. And that will score 2. Green is in. Perez right behind him. The big 2-out stolen base. And the Tigers have tied it up on a Dylan Dingler single to center.
Yeah, that's a nice job of going down and getting that sweeper away from him. Dylan Dingler stays on that pitch and just guides it into center field. I thought Alec Thomas was going to drive on this ball and lay out for it. He didn't. And that stolen base comes into play with 2 outs. Dylan Dingler comes up big with a 2 RBI single.
Boy, has he been stinging the ball.
Sure has.
Great consistency in his at-bats. 2-2 tie. Love those 2-out hits. Sweeper away to Matt Beerling. Beerling grounded out to short first time up. Second pitch that he saw from Fott. Sinker, big miss. Down and away. Got the good hitters count 2-0. Short cautious lead for Dingler at first. Thomas comes in a little bit in center field. 2-0 pitch. Sinker away. 3-0 on Beerling. Fought a really good strike thrower. Strike throwing's been off this year. The swing and miss has been off. Still a walk rate of 2 per 9. It was just at a more elite level, the strike throwing last year. Strikeout rate just under 8. per 9 for this righty. 3-0. Swing back fastball. Wow. That's some serious run. Off the plate to on the plate. That's deep in that right-handed batter's box. Kind of sinks into his legs. Upper body upright. 3-1. Perfect pitch. Sinker down and away. Not going to do anything with that pitch.
Nothing. That was filthy from Falk right there. Down and away from Matt Vierling. Started off the plate. Runs back on. Right at the knees.
That sinker's been a weapon with righties.
It has. I'm surprised, Dan. I'll say this. I'm surprised he doesn't throw it in more to righties. He stays away. I think that's something. I mean, that's something you're going to beat off your front foot, or you're going to hit it to third base weekly. But he doesn't go in there often.
Dingler goes, hot shot to short on one hop to Perdomo. Snow coned it for a moment, and then a bullet over to English at first. For the third out, Dylan Dingler comes up big with 2 outs. Line drive single to center, scores 2. Right after Wenzel Perez at stolen second base. We head to the 5th inning in a 2-2 game on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
My security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted the famous dog, so she told me to do it.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
Pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Fifth inning today is brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Ketel Marte turns around, bats from the right side for the first time in these 2 games. First pitch called strike. Brand Herter came in after, well, Casey Mize labored through 12 batters today. Strike 1 pitch, ground ball, diving attempt by Torkelson. It trickles out to Gleyber Torres in shallow right center. He'll pick it up. Ketel Marte will celebrate a base hit. They had him, Torkelson well off the line, Torres up the middle, and Torque dove for it just off his glove. First base runner against Brand Herter. And 7 up, 7 down, 3 strikeouts, and no hard contact. And that wasn't exactly a smoked ground ball for Marte. 4th hit of the last 2 days, all singles. If you can hold that guy to a single, you've done a good job. Sinker for a strike to Perdomo. Perdomo, as we said, pretty good from both sides. He just gets to his OPS, on base plus slugging in different ways. He's hitting .339 as a right-handed batter this year in his limited at-bats against lefties. The strike 1. Swinging a soft ground ball, fouled on the third base line. Keith at third, McKinstry at short, Torres at second, Torkelson at first, Green, Vierling, Perez in right, Chase Lee getting loose in the Tigers bullpen. Lefty Del Castillo is waiting on deck. Still got some lefties after that. A righty, English, then 2 lefties. But remember, Chase Lee, up until his last outing, was getting out lefties at a pretty good clip. Changeup misses up and away to Perdomo. A walk and a sacrifice fly for Perdomo. Single runs in the first and second for Arizona. The Tigers just tied it on a 2-out, 2-run single from Dylan Dingler. But it's been doing most of the second half, just line drives everywhere. The 1-2, swing and a foul. Sweeper that was up and away. This is a really good outing for Brant Herter.
It sure is. It's what he needed and it's what the Tigers needed, especially given the short start by Casey Mize. Came in, stopped the bleeding, gave the Tigers an opportunity to get back in this thing, which they did. 2-2 here in the 5th inning.
Perdomo waiting on another 1-2 on the way. Swinging a high fly ball, left center field, deep, a playable for Riley Green. Back a few steps to his left in front of the warning track, makes the catch. Strong throw to second base, but Marte will beat the throw. It's good base running. We don't always see that. Again, with the spacious dimensions of this outfield, a lot of base runners on first do not take the 90 feet like Marte just did, or even attempt to.
It was an easy read for Marte. When you see a ball hit that high in the air, it gives you an opportunity to have a look at it for a long time. And then as a base runner, the first thing you do, you locate the ball, then you see what the fielder's doing. Riley Green was going to be camped. It gave him an opportunity to...
Now, Marte tries to take off for third, and Brant Herter was ready. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher panic. He did not. Colt Keith got over to third. Brant Herter, strong throw on the money, and an easy out at third base. How about that? 2 outs, base is empty.
Yeah, good base running play by Marte going to second base. That right there, he thought he was invisible and no one was going to see him trying to advance to third. And like you said, Dan, Brant Herter didn't panic.
We see pitchers do that.
I mean, how many times have you seen a pitcher panic and launch that in row double Z?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's just it's a snowball fight and it's a circus and there's a run scored.
And there's a run scored. I don't mind that play. I mean, with lefties, sometimes lefties just don't pay attention, and their back is to you when you're at second base. Maybe Torey Lovullo has a different opinion. But
I'm going to think that Skip does have a different opinion with his 4-hole hitter up.
Swinging a pop-up off the bat of Del Castillo. Torkelson will have room over by the tarp on the grass. Makes the catch. Del Castillo pops out, and what looked like a brewing threat for the Diamondbacks turns into a 1-2-3 inning, or at least a minimum 3 batters. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-2 tie.
Pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so that she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Tigers.
Keith leads off for the Tigers. We're in the 5th inning, 2-2 tie. Dan Dickerson, Bobby Scales, glad to have you along. Tim Chetsky, Kenny Hornatsky, our engineers for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Tigers just tied it up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. This begins the 3rd trip through. Keith just tapped one foul to strike 1. Curveball away. Batting average jumps. Power numbers jump against Fought. 3rd trip through, the 1-1. Ground ball foul behind it. Tigers find first base coach Anthony Iapoce. That knee's getting better and better. Anthony's moving. It feels like a little better. He's still deep at first base, though.
Yeah, he's not taking any chances, but he is definitely moving better.
Knee replacement right after the season ended last year. And man, does he work to get that knee back to 100%. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. That's some life. Up and in. Keith couldn't find it. 0 for 3. 2 fly balls. Now a strikeout. Just the 3rd strikeout for Fought. Let's check some scores from the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studios scoreboard. Orioles made it 2 straight over Toronto in a big way. 16-4. Oof, my goodness. Gleyber Torres, it's a fly ball to right field. This one's deep. Got a chance. Gone! Gleyber Torres, number 11, and the Tigers take a 3-2 lead in the 5th.
Fastball up and away from Gleyber Torres. He's so good at taking that ball to right field that's away from him. Doesn't try to do too much with it. 92-mile-an-hour sinker that was up. Looked like the swing he put on that ball from Max Scherzer the other day, just about in the same spot.
Same spot.
11th home run of the year. Breaks the tie here. It's 3-2. Tigers, bottom 5.
Identical just about. Line drive into right field off the bat of Kerry Carpenter. The hits starting to ring with some authority off the Tiger bats. It started last inning with a guy striding to the plate right now, Riley Green. Line drive double. Perez had a line drive single. Dingler had a line drive single. Now the home run from Torres opposite field, kind of on a line.
That's a bullet.
And Kerry Carpenter with a line drive single. So the last 9 batters, 5 sharply struck balls. That's going to prompt a visit from pitching coach Brian Kaplan. Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. Again, Baltimore 16-4 over Toronto. Ramon Urias hit a couple of home runs. Tyler O'Neill, Gunnar Henderson hit a 3-run home run. 19 hits for the Orioles. They're still 9 below the 500 mark, but that's 3 straight losses for a Toronto team that, going into Sunday against these Tigers, had won 21 of 26. There's an inevitable cool down after you've gone that hot.
Yes, it's true.
For that long. Yankees start the day 5.5 behind Toronto. Yankees at home against Tampa. Lost to Tampa yesterday, 3-3 game in the top of the 4th inning in the Bronx. Cleveland 8-1 over Colorado. They lost to Colorado yesterday. Tigers lead at the start of play today. After all the struggles, the Tigers lead is still 9 in the Central, which is kind of amazing. And it's just we talked about it. You bank those wins.
That's the key.
Go through a tough stretch. Lose 12 of 13. During that time, Cleveland won 11 of 13. Now Cleveland has dropped 3 of their last 4. Fly ball right field off the bat of Riley Green. Watch it fly. Gone. Number 26 for Riley Green. 2-run shot. Tigers having some fun now. 5-2 lead in the 5th.
Yeah, you're not going to keep them down for too long. Little bit of a rough stretch. Breaks out with a double earlier in the game. He goes down and gets a changeup right here and launches it into the right field seats. If you're going to go down with Riley Green, you better go all the way down, because if you throw it right there, you got to pay the toll. 2-run home run for Riley Green.
That's a beautiful flight path,
Yeah,
wasn't
it is.
I mean, high in the air, deep. Tigers down 2-0 when Riley Green stepped to the plate last inning. A double and a home run for Green. Later, 10 batters later, a 5-2 lead. Strike 1 to Torkelson. Fastball sinks low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just good to see this offense perking up, getting back to what we got used to watching for. It was almost 100 games. 93 games. Torkelson takes a pitch a little bit low. A 7-run 8th inning on Sunday against the Blue Jays when the Tigers just kept going first to third, all with 2 outs. 2-1, check swing. Did he go? Appeal to first. Jim Wolf says he did. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Torkelson tonight a pop out to the second baseman Marte and a fly ball to the left field McCarthy. Yesterday the Tigers scored in 4 different innings. Had the long ball yesterday. Banez and Dingler. Now 2 home runs here in the 5th. Torkelson line drive, base hit over shortstop. That sinker's getting hit hard. Torkelson rips a single into left field. Home run, line drive single, home run, line drive single. That's the last 4 batters for the Tigers. This is hard contact over the last 11 batters for the Tigers.
Yeah, it sure is. It's gotten loud here in a hurry. Again, that was a sinker. Fogg's sinker just doesn't have a ton of depth to it. It's more of an arm side run fastball. And it stays in his zone for a long time, and Torque was able to barrel that one over the head of the shortstop Perdomo.
Mansell Perez has hit 2 line drives today. First pitch curveball for a strike. There is nobody throwing, is there? In the Arizona, I keep looking. We're sometimes blocked when someone's throwing, but there is no one throwing.
No, there's some guys stretching and moving around, but no one is throwing.
That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
Perez takes a pitch up, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, just given the quality of the swings.
And it's happened quickly, too. You would think someone's up playing catch, but that's fine. Leave them in. It's going good right now from our perspective.
Tigers are enjoying it.
Exactly right.
Mansell Perez takes a cutter at the belt for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still only 1 out here in the 5th inning. Home runs from Torres, opposite field. Green, deep to right. Tigers are taking the 3-run lead, trying to add on. The 1-2 chopper up the middle. Marte will charge, tag Torkelson. Good job by Torkelson. He just stopped and made Marte come and tag him, and that avoided the double play. If he kept running, that could have been an easy unassisted 4-3 double play. So Perez safe at first. Simple force put out goes to Marte. And that extends the inning for Zach McKinstry.
Yeah, nice job by Torque. Like you said, Dan, you cannot run into a tag right there and allow Marte to deliver that ball to first base. He stopped, retreated a little bit, went to the ground, and that forced Marte just to tag him, and there was no play at Wenzel Perez at first base.
Zach McKinstry takes a backdoor cutter for a called strike 1. 5-2 Tigers in the 5th inning. I think I'll read some more scores because every time I go to the scoreboard, something happens.
Please do, sir.
In this game.
Gladly.
Philadelphia 4-0 over Chicago. Perez takes off, throw to second base, not in time. Wenzel Perez with his 2nd steal.
Yeah, good jump by Wenzel Perez right there. You like to see that. Not a ton of stolen bases off fought this year, but when they do go, they're successful. That's 9 out of 10. Like to see him get to scoring position with 2 outs here, and Zach McKinstry up.
What a great job by Perez as his foot went over the bag. He reached down with his left hand, the one with the oven mitt on it, to make sure that when his foot came off the base, he still was on the base with the hand. Changeup misses low. Good hitter's count for Zach McKinstry. Stolen base last inning with 2 outs. Now Brandon Garcia finally gets up to throw in that bullpen for Arizona. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. The changeup faded away from Zach McKinstry. Philadelphia 4-0 over Chicago. Tigers are heading to Philadelphia this weekend. That game's in the top of the 3rd on the south side of Chicago. Philadelphia started the day 1.5 behind the Mets. The 2-2. Perfect pitch, cutter. This has been one of the tighter strike zones we've seen from Alan Porter.
It's been tight, but it's been consistent. A lot of those edge pitches he has not been giving either side. There's been gripes both ways, but he hasn't budged.
3-2. Swinging the fly ball, right field, deep, got a chance! Gone! Zach McKinstry with number 9. 2-run shot, 3rd home run of the inning. 7-2 Tigers in the 5th.
Brandon Falk went to the well 1-2 off and with the changeup. Got a swing and miss earlier in the at-bat to Zach McKinstry. Good one down and away. This one was belt middle and McKinstry didn't miss it. Hammered out the right field for a 2-run homer.
Let's get some more scores here.
Go down to AAA, Dan. Keep reading. Arizona Instructional League, whatever they got going right now. Let's get a score.
That will be the end of the night. for Fought.
GCL Tigers 1. Pirates none.
3 home runs here in the 5th inning. 5 runs in for the Tigers. Torres, Green, McKinstry. Fought's day has come to an end. And while the Diamondbacks make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice easy feed.
No, stay on your feet, no!
I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh, the Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget, and that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
Third-party online sites.
Three home runs. Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. Brandon Garcia into the game. Lefty delivers strike one to Dylan Dingler.
Garcia out of that Diamondback bullpen. Sinker, sweeper, slider. That sinker, 97 miles an hour on average. Big arm.
Strike one, line drive, base hit into center. 96. And Dylan Dingler turned that right around. The quality of these at-bats, Bobby. This goes back to Riley Green 14 batters ago. The singles have been sharply hit line drives. His double was a line drive, and the home runs have just jumped.
It's gotten loud in a hurry, like you said, all the way back to Riley's at-bat. That ball was absolutely scorched off the batter, Dylan Dingler, knuckled on the way out.
At Veerling takes fastball, has him leaning back out of the way, but squarely in the middle of the plate for a called strike. 9 hits in the last 14 batters. Shutout on 3 hits through 3. Now a 7-2 lead. Sweeper, Veerling jumps back out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt called time, steps out. Sweeper at his back foot, and the back foot slider hit the back foot. It's called the back foot slider, but you're not supposed to hit.
There's a reason for that.
The back foot. Dingler goes down to second. Veerling trots down to first. Couple of men on. Second team for Brandon Garcia this year. From Seattle to Arizona, he's a rookie. 25-year-old native of Newport, Rhode Island. Just 3 innings so far at the major league level. 4 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. James McCann out in front of home plate again, calling the defensive signals. 25 innings down at Double-A with Seattle. Just a few innings at Triple-A combined. 33 innings of work in the minor leagues. High walks, high strikeouts. Andy Ibanez comes off the bench. He takes that 97-mile-an-hour sinker for a called strike. Ibanez pinch hitting for Colt Keith. Lefty comes into the game. Andy Ibanez is soon to follow. And now it's Andy Ibanez or Jahmai Jones. Jones has certainly filled this role very well. Andy Ibanez just back, double and a home run in his first game back last night. Waiting on the 1-1. Tigers trying to add to a 5-run lead. Line drive over the glove of a leaping Marte into right center field. Dingler will score. Over to third goes Bierling. Andy Ibanez gets in on the fun. 8-2 Tigers.
77 checking in. Andy Ibanez off the bench gets a slider back door. Doesn't do too much with it. Didn't hit it all that hard. Marte does a nice job of saving his leap, and even after he gets way up, he misses that by an eyelash. Single for Andy Ibanez, Bierling to third. Dingler scores.
It's just so good to see these bats come alive, Bobby.
This is what this looks like, Dan.
16 runs in the first 9 games after the All-Star break. And it just, as we talked about, just no traffic on the base paths. Now it's traffic, and now it's consistent at-bats, and now it's pass the baton and bomb the ball once in a while. It's all the things we saw that made this a top 3 offense. Still is a top 3 offense in the first half. Strike one. Sinker bounces in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8-2 Tigers are in the 5th inning. Always fun to have to cross out the next inning because the Tigers have batted around. Gleyber Torres at the plate. 11th man to bat this inning. His home run started the scoring. It gave the Tigers the 3-2 lead. Ground ball back to the mound. Garcia will grab it, run it to first, hand it off to English. Tigers send 11 men to the plate and score 6. Home runs for Torres, Green, and McKinstry. We head to the 6th inning. Tigers with an 8-2 lead after 5 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big.
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
Chase Lee takes over on the mound for the Tigers. Pitching change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Tristan English at the plate. First pitch rides up and in. Ball 1. Great consistency from Chase Lee. Giving up 4 home runs in 35 innings going into his last outing, and then he gave up kind of stunningly just one of those days. 3 home runs and 4 runs. ERA at 4.21 coming in, swinging a pop-up off the bat of English down the line. Long run for Torkelson, still going. He's tracking it. He'll stop. Reverse. Reverse again. Make the catch. Not easy. Way to hang with it. Torque. 1 up, 1 down.
No, he had to turn and sprint to go get that ball, and sometimes you lose track of it a little bit. Took a peek to see where he was. Realized he had plenty of room, then had to double back.
And then lean back the other way.
Lean back the other way. But guess what, Dan? One out. One out.
So, one bad outing. Chase Lee has been tremendous out of the Tigers bullpen. Sweeper strike in the middle of the plate. Was I talk about consistency? Well, he's had 2 outings where he gave up 4. He's given up 1 run or none in 27 of 31 outings. Put up a 0.22 times. That's the consistency you're looking for. ERAs can be deceiving for relievers. You're getting appearance to appearance consistency for Chase Lee. Strike called, 1-2 on Jake McCarthy.
And he's been really good, like you said. I mean, you illustrated up with all the numbers. He's been excellent. Let's be honest. You didn't quite know what you were going to get when he got here. How long was he going to be here? But he's more than earned his stripes out of that Tiger bullpen.
The 1-2. Pass ball up and away. I was talking about the changeup, which was kind of the pitch that he was throwing in the weeks before he got the call up to get lefties out. The 2-2, swinging a foul. And Bobby, we talked about it. It really hasn't been that big a pitch for him in terms of how often he uses it to get lefties out. It's still kind of the sweeper and the riding fastball, right. Swing and miss. He said, but having that pitch, 2-2, swinging a foul out of play down the third base line, has been key for him because it's got that thought in the lefty's mind, and he says it sets up the other pitches.
Especially from his arm angle. That's the other thing, too. You just don't see a lot of guys who throw from this angle that basically just straight sidearm look, and just the thought of that changeup alone can mess with you.
Line drive to left field to the corner, Riley Green on the run that's over his head. One hop to the wall by the 342 marker. McCarthy will cruise into second. Lines a double on the 7th pitch of the at-bat with 1 out in the 6th inning. 8-2, Tigers with the lead. 6th inning today brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Go and experience the Demmer difference. But how does a sidearmer throw think of a changeup, that circle grip, and you pronate and you get that good movement. How does a sidearmer throw a changeup? He said, you just kind of push it.
Yeah.
Same circle grip. You just kind of push it up to home plate. Fastball up and away. Alec Thomas, another lefty at the plate. The 1-0. Sweeper away. 2-0 on the lefty Thomas. Anya's in at third base now after he pinch hit for Colt Keith. One step behind the infield grass, shaded toward third base. That runner at second, McKinstry, shaded up the middle. Soft ground ball fouled on the first base line. Count is 2-1 on Thomas. Outfield still Green and left, Vierling in center, Perez in right, and they all shift toward the left. They play Alec Thomas to go the opposite way. Good crowd on hand. Love to see you out here tomorrow. Tigers and Diamondbacks will wrap it up. Tigers go away for 3 and then come back for 6. Minnesota and the Angels, the next homestand starting on Monday. The 2-1. Fastball high and away. Walk rate of 2 per 9 for Chase Lee, and almost a strikeout an inning. 35 strikeouts in 36 innings. The 3-1. Swing and a foul out of play. Perfectly placed. A sweeper on the back door.
That's where he wants that pitch. And again, he's on that third base side. Or that first base side, steps across himself a little bit and delivers that sidearm pitch. The angles are just odd.
3-2. Try to get that inside corner with the changeup, missed. Want to make sure you put up that 0, a shutdown inning after your team has just exploded for 6. Chris Fetter will make his way to the mound. Pitch counts are brought to you every game by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Obviously, pitch counts not figuring into this game at the moment. I do think it was a combination. I mean, maybe. We don't know how the left knee was acting up. Some stiffness had caused AJ and the staff to flip-flop. Melton and Casey Mize in their starts yesterday and today. Give Casey an extra day. But the knee was fine going in, but you never know. Might have acted up. But pitch count was also probably part of it. He was approaching 60 pitches, 59 pitches in an inning and 2/3, and that's just a really heavy workload. And partly, even though only 2 runs had scored, that was probably part of the reason as well.
For sure. Again, you don't know what's going on 100% for certain, but that's definitely had to be part of the thinking.
You just don't want back-to-back 30-pitch innings for a pitcher. So James McCann steps to the plate. Good double play candidate if you can get him to hit it on the ground. First pitch sinker, a little bit low, ball 1. Again, nice start for James McCann. Production was quiet last year for the Mets. Did provide one of the more memorable, for Baltimore. Did provide one of the more memorable at-bats of the year when he got hit in the face. Wasn't it hit in the face?
Yeah.
He's bleeding. Both nostrils stuffed with Kleenex and goes down to first base, stays in the game. Continued to catch the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Ooh, that sweeper backed up. Great pitch.
That's why McCann swung and missed at it. He swung it where it was supposed to be.
Just never drops like you think it will.
Nope.
2 on, 1 out. 8-2 Tigers are in the 6th inning. The 1-2. Sweeper away. These are the at-bats we're kind of watching right now for Chase Lee. Just because righties, you always shut down righties. Sidearmers always shut down righties, or their same side on the platoon. But righties have had the edge against Chase Lee. The 2-2. Got him. Poured it in on the outside edge. Fastball grabbed the black for a called third on James McCann. Didn't like the call, and really, to be honest, that hasn't been a strike tonight for Alvin Porter.
No, it hasn't. He's griping about the first fastball that was well down. He doesn't like that one either. That one's close. But the first strike of his at bat was a ball and a half below the zone.
Plays Alexander, right-handed batter. Sweeper misses up and away. 2 on, 2 outs. McCarthy, the runner at second. Alec Thomas at first. Outfield shifts to the right on Alexander. The 1-0. Ground ball softly back to the mound. Chase Lee will field. Run handed off to Torkelson at first. Nice job, dude. Get out of a mini jam with 2 on, 1 out. Strikeout, bounce out. Tigers bat in the 6th inning. They've got an 8-2 lead, trying to make it 2 straight over the Diamondbacks. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meijer.
Make your next shopping trip.
You've been showing off on the field during game time, Aquarius, but it's time to turn the stadium lights back onto the rest of your team. There's room for everyone to shine on the diamond, so focus on championing your teammates' achievements as much as your own. Your celebratory attitude will have everyone playing to their highest potential.
Carpenter leads off for the Tigers. 8-2 Tigers lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Carpenter, Green, Torkelson. 2-0 game going to the bottom of the 4th inning, and then the contact got loud. Alan Porter is having a discussion with, I think, Torey Lavello. Somebody over in that Arizona dugout is giving him a hard time. I'm not quite sure what that was about. There hasn't been a pitch thrown here in the 6th inning. First pitch, fastball, high and tight, ball 1. Carpenter 2 for 3 today. Line drive single, line drive double. His swing looks good. Garcia working third base side, the 1-0. Sweeper. That is not a comfortable at bat for a lefty. That started behind Kerry Carpenter.
Especially one coming back from the injured list, too. And this is a good at-bat for Kerry. He's going to need these down the stretch, and it's good to get one in a game like this.
Facing a tough lefty. Sweeper for a strike. 1-2.
You may say, well, I'm sure you probably saw some left-handed pitching down in the minor leagues on his rehab assignment. All the good left-handed pitchers are here. So those, while they count, they don't really count.
That's something that I try to remind myself of every year. That right about now, especially when you're heading into August, almost anybody who's having a good year at AAA has been brought up.
They're here.
But especially the lefties.
Exactly.
So your production against lefties is good in the minor leagues. That's great, but who are you facing right now?
Right. It does matter.
The 2-2 to Carpenter, swinging a line drive down the right field line. Another hit for Kerry Carpenter. Softly into the corner. Carp will cruise into second base. He thought about 3 for a moment there as the ball died in the corner. Kerry Carpenter 3 for 4, 3 line drive hits, 2 doubles.
You keep throwing Kerry Carpenter sweepers like that. He saw one earlier in that bat, took for a strike, went back to the well, ends up on second base with a double. You said it, Dan. Good swings all night long from Kerry Carpenter. Looks like he's seeing the ball well, feeling comfortable.
Cole Keith's like, I want to see the ball well.
My turn. Let me play.
Tell me what you got going on here. Great. I love that side view of his swing. He's going right. That is a beautiful swing.
It is.
Green takes a strike. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Swings and lines this one fair down the third base line. Carpenter will score. Riley Green have a night. Double home run, double in his last 3 at-bats. Tigers take a 9-2 lead in the 6th inning. 84th RBI of the year for Riley Green. Tucked it inside third.
Oh, you can't throw it out there any better than that. That's a sinker down. Riley fights like heck to get to the inside of it. And inside out, slices it down that left field line on one hop through the infield. Nestles right up against where the seating bowl juts out. Kerry Carpenter scores. He's on second with nobody out here in the 6th.
That will be the end of the night for Garcia. He was being left in to face the 2 lefties to start the 6th inning. 2 doubles. Riley Green's never going to shave that mustache.
Never.
The beard's not coming back anytime soon.
Views of the massive big screen, just like the front row seat at the ballpark, located at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Stadium Swim. Book your spot today at circalasvegas.com. That's circalasvegas.com.
Pyramid performance in their fast-acting CBD topical cream. Jake Woodford is on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The strike one. Sinker sinks low after a sweeper got a swing and miss. 1-1 on Spencer Torkelson the last 19 batters. One hit batter, the other Tiger hitters 12 for 18 combined. 3 doubles, 3 home runs. Line drive, foul down the third baseline. Another hanging breaking ball for Spencer Torkelson, and it's just strike 2.
Good swing for Torque on that hanger. It was a sweeper. 2 and 4 seam fastball for Woodford. The sinker he uses more than the 4-seamer. Sweeper change and a cutter.
Torque waiting on the 1-2. Nobody out, man at second. Fastball up. Line drive single last time up for Torque. This has been one of the best collection of hits in the space of just 3 innings that we've seen in a while, meaning all 12 hits have been hit hard somewhere. No bleeders, no bloops. Torkelson swings and fouls it back to the screen. Usually you'll see a collection. You'll see a couple of balls that had eyes getting through an infield or a bloop that drops behind an infielder in front of an outfielder, but none of these hits fall into those categories.
No, it's been loud contact. You're absolutely right. And a variety of shapes and velocities too. Change-up, sweepers.
2-2 is swinging a line drive into left field. It's going to be caught with a sliding grab by McCarthy. While he's on his backside, he flips it towards second base. Green gets back. Little humpback liner. Almost fell in front of McCarthy. McCarthy makes the sliding stop for the first out here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, good play by McCarthy. Got in on Torque just a little bit. He raced in and secured the baseball. Riley Green did a nice job not to get doubled off right there.
And so Perez has a couple of line drive hits in this game. First pitch, changeup has him jumping back, falling across home plate, ball 1. Might as well check some scores from the 1-800-CALL SAM Studios scoreboard. Cleveland 10-2 over Colorado in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees 6-3 over Tampa. That game's in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-0. Swinging the ground ball. Fair down the right field line. Riley Green rounds third and scores. Wenzel Perez heading for third. And he will get there without a throw. Throw came in way late. Wenzel Perez with a triple. 10-2 Tigers here in the 6th.
Good swing by Wenzel Perez. Need that bat of his to wake up from the left side. Another good swing for him tonight. Tucks it inside that first base line. It rattles around in the corner. Riley Green scores from second. Wenzel makes it all the way to third base.
Tigers with 5 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs. Zach McKinstry batting. First pitch, cutter above the belt, ball 1. Diamondbacks play the infield background ball just about anywhere. Will score another run. The 1-0. Ground ball deep first. Diving stop by English. He'll flip it to Woodford covering. Perez in to score. RBI for McKinstry. His third of the night. 11-2 Tigers.
How Zach McKinstry got to this pitch, I don't know. Because that was a cutter in off the plate from Woodford. And he stung it and kept it fair. Not for a good play by English, that one would have ended up down in the corner as well.
Ten runs, 5 runs, 11 runs. The last 3 games for the Tigers. 16 runs their previous 9 games. Riley Green with 2 doubles and a home run. First time in his career he's had 3 extra base hits in a game. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Dingler with a line drive single to score 2 runs in the 4th inning. That was a big hit, Bobby.
Yes, it was.
Because at the time, Fott was kind of working in and out of trouble, but had a 2-0 lead. Tigers had stranded runners in each of the first 3 innings. 2 outs. Perez had just stolen second. That 2-run single that tied the game just seemed to ignite this offense.
It sure did. You get Wenzel Perez to second base on the stolen base, and then you're right, that single.
The 1-1. Dingler swings, fouls it out of play. Sinker in the middle of the plate.
Just seemed to kickstart the whole thing, didn't it?
Really did. Just great consistency for Dylan Dingler. 2 hits tonight. He's got that average back over 280. Hit a home run, his 9th last night. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Sinker kept on sinking. Dingler strikes out. Tigers score 3. We hit to the 7th inning. 11-2 Tigers after 6 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meijer.
If you're looking for a meaningful career with lots of room to grow, both professionally and personally, consider...
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material of satin would reflect the stadium lights better. But satin comes with all kinds of issues. Despite all its drawbacks, this shiny material really does create a show-stopping jersey.
Talk to me. Talk
this
to me.
is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Go to the 7th inning, 11-2 Tigers. Trying to make it 2 straight over the Diamondbacks, 3 straight overall. Tyler Holton takes over on the mound. Really good relief work tonight. Early exit for Casey Mize in the 2nd inning. High pitch count got him out of the game, down 2-0. First pitch sinker, left on left, Holton to Carroll, strike 1. Herter was superb in 3 1/3. Chase Lee worked to score the 6th inning. Now Tyler Holton will likely work multiple innings, you would think. Here maybe 7th into the 8th. Sweeper misses up and in 1-1.
Yeah, Tyler Holton, 2-4 seam fastball, sweeper, changeup, and of course, that cutter, his biggest weapon.
1-1. Sweeping breaking ball down and away, misses. Another terrific season for Tyler Holton. Starting to look like a guy last year finished incredibly strong. 4 runs his last 54 innings. Starting to get into a pretty good groove right now. Sinker misses down and away, 3-1. Corbin Carroll has a couple of hits tonight. Triple, scored a run in the 1st inning. Singled in the 2nd. The 3-1. Fastball middle. Absolutely freezes Carroll. 46th appearance of the year. 46th appearance of the year. We are at the 2/3 pole, if you will. 1/3 of the season left. 108 games coming into this game. 109. Tyler Holton on pace to not quite equal his innings total. Swing and a miss. He's getting some swing and miss on that fastball now, Bobby.
He is. He really is. A little bit more livelier, a little more action at the plate. Tyler Holton, never a hard thrower. That one was 93. Little sinker. Starts it on the inner third, lets it run a little bit further in on Carroll. I think that's why he missed it too, that little late action into Carroll. Ends up swinging over the top.
Changeup gets a swing and miss. Ketel Marte. Tyler Holton, last 14 games, he's worked 17 2/3, giving up 2 runs, 1 walk, 14, now 15 strikeouts. Fastball misses low and in. Early in the year, it was so unusual. He just wasn't throwing first pitch strikes like we know he can. And now, quietly, he's throwing a ton of strikes, swinging a foul out of play. And Bobby felt like he was just missing by a little, and he was. And
yeah.
It wasn't big misses like we've seen some guys struggle their command with big misses. It was just that little last bit of precision, and now you look at his strike throwing basically back to where he was last year.
Yeah, he was. It was the little misses, and then he'd get behind and end up coming on the middle of the plate, and that's when you saw some of the balls leave the house.
Changeup misses away. Yeah, it was power that was unusual, and it just felt like, all right, you know we can dial it back in, and he's just been terrific over his last 18 innings of work. Get Herder dialed back in. Tyler Holton being Tyler Holton. Tommy Kahnle trying to get back to where he was through the month of June. Then Will Vest very reliable at the back end. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Whoa! Curveball. Down and in. Wipes out Marte. What a pitch.
4% of the time. That's how many curveballs out of 100. You'll see 4 from Tyler Holton. Well, he picked a great time to break one of those 4 out. And it was filthy, too. Down and in. Marte had no chance from the right side.
Wow. Tail of the Detroit Tigers. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Cutter in. Backdoor righty with that cutter. He can go in and get the swing and miss. 8 strikeouts for Tigers pitchers now. 7th inning is brought to you by Verizon, the #1 network in Detroit. 11-2 Tigers are in the 7th inning. Perdomo waiting on a 2-1. The pitch, ground ball up the middle. McKinstry fields, 360 spin, guns it to Torkelson. Strong throw, 1, 2, 3, 7th inning for Tyler Holton on the Tigers. Fine.
Brisket that you make, and I'm gonna do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American. Get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you. Did
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Right-hander John Curtis on the mound. Matt Vierling at the plate. First pitch, fastball, strike at the knees. 11-2 Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Good crowd on hand. Warm night in downtown Detroit, and the Tiger bats have been equal to the heat. Fastball up. Extra base hits ringing off their bats all game long. 9-1-2 hitters here. Bierling, Keith, and Torres. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses down and away.
Yeah, John Curtis out of that Arizona bullpen. Four-seam fastball, cutter, slider.
2-1. Fastball up and in, 3-1.
High three-quarter arm slot for the 32-year-old right-hander. 94 mile-an-hour average fastball. It'll ride up in the zone a little bit.
3-1. Bierling swings, fouls it over the screen down to our right. Parts of 8 years in the major leagues, but 8 years totaling not even 120 innings. He's had little success at the major league level the last few years. Not much time in the major leagues. Injuries have cut short most of his recent seasons. 3-2. Swinging a pop-up. Into shallow right field. Corbin Carroll will come in, drifting a little bit more. With the red glove. Makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the 7th inning. Now to bring up Andy Ibanez. Pinch hit for Key came into the game in the 5th inning. And he got to join in on the fun. 11 runs on 16 hits for the Tigers. Line drive, fair down the left field line, and a whole bunch of these extra base hits. Andy Ibanez is smoking the ball in his return from Toledo. Line drive single, line drive double tonight. Double and a home run yesterday.
Left-hander, right-hander, it doesn't matter. Just get me in there. That was a slider that hung up, didn't do a whole lot. Andy Ibanez rips it down the left field line for another double.
10 of the 17 hits for the Tigers have been for extra bases. 6 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. Gleyber Torres with a line drive single and a home run. 11-2 Tigers in the 7th. First pitch, swing and a miss. Had a rip at a fastball at the belt. Today's game brought to you in part by Corewell Health, reminding you together we can overcome any obstacle, fight any battle. The strike one. Swing and a foul to the screen. 2 good rips at a 94 mile an hour four-seam fastball. Nobody holding Ibanez close. He can take a big lead off second base. Outfield doesn't move a whole lot. The 0-2. Soft ground ball up the middle. Marte will charge backhand by the bag. Nice, smooth action. Throws across his body to first. That's a good play.
And he made it look simple, didn't
he? Ibanez goes over to third.
Short hop backhand going away from first base, right near second base. Had to navigate a bunch of obstacles right there and then dip and whip to first base with something on it. We talk about it quite a bit, partner, ease of operation, and that's why Ketel Marte is one of the best in the business right now.
That's at the high end of that ease of operation
yes,
scale, isn't it?
20 to 80, that's a 7 ease of operation right there.
Just love watching guys who play the game that smoothly, that well. Ketel Marte's maybe not so quietly, but having one heck of a career. Kerry Carpenter takes first pitch slider away. Double, single, double, all line drives off his bat. Tigers missed him, Bobby.
They sure did. They absolutely did.
To have him back just takes a dangerous bat out of the lineup. Swinging a foul straight back. It's not necessarily just about protection for, say, Riley Green. That's certainly part of it. Now they can't just, teams are targeting Riley Green.
No doubt about it.
Pitching him as tough as could be, making sure he was the one guy who wouldn't beat them. Now you add another threat back to the lineup. Helps everybody. Swinging a foul straight back. Fastball up. 1-2 on Carpenter. 3 for 4 tonight. Green has his first 3 extra base hit game of his career. Seems like he would have done that at some point. First time he's had 3 extra base hits in a game in his career.
You would think, but
he's had 2 homer games. Many games with Multiple extra base hits. Time called at home plate. Carpenter steps out. Double, home run, double. Green's waiting on deck. Ibanez at third with 2 outs. Tigers trying to add to an 11-2 lead. The 1-2, swinging a fly ball, center field, deep but playable. Thomas will drift back, tracking it, makes the catch. Deep straightaway center. Carpenter, another good swing. It's the 3rd out of the 7th. We head to the 8th inning. All Tigers right now, 11-2 lead after 7.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel.
Where?
Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away. She's so excited she just threw it back. That was off the ledge, too. We can't get that down.
How do you get out, though? That's the problem. There's no exit.
Eighth inning is brought to you by Hatfield Foods. Better care, better pork. Luke Jackson takes over on the mound for the Tigers. 11-2 lead in the 8th inning. Second appearance for the Tigers. First one, all right, get that one out of the way. Rough outing in a 10-0 game. Luke Jackson just picked up off waivers from Texas. First pitch, slider strike away from Del Castillo, left-handed batter.
Yeah, Luke Jackson's slider, four-seam fastball, curveball. Just about 80% of what he does is either that slider or that four-seamer.
Swinging a slicing foul out of play. It was all about the strike throwing the other night, Bobby. I mean, he walked 3 with the 10-0 lead, and obviously it's a no-no, but he just couldn't get into the strike zone, but he also wasn't throwing his fastball. And it feels like they want him to throw that more.
They do, and it was interesting. They kept trying to go to that slider, and it just wasn't hitting for him.
0-2, fastball is popped up in the air to left field. Twilight right now can be a tricky time of night. Riley Green sees this one, makes the catch. Now Castillo flies out to left field, 1 out here in the 8th inning. Pitch and change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Hardest working player brought to you by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball. The hardworking people who make it possible. Pick one, Bobby. Did anybody work harder than that? How about the whole lot? There you go. That's it.
There you go.
Tristan English, ground ball to third base in foul territory. Ibanez, long throw, got him. Great play all around. Ibanez 6-7 feet in foul territory. The high over the top delivery. Torkelson backed over the bag, made the grab. 2 up and 2 down as English grounds out.
Yeah, good play by Andy Ibanez. That ball pounded into the turf. And that ball's high like that at third base. You got to catch it, stick your foot in the ground. And like you said, that trademark Andy Ibanez high over the top hook shot over to first base.
First pitch, fastball, strike. Jake McCarthy at the plate. This is better, Bobby. He's in the strike zone with the fastball.
Much better. Listen, Luke Jackson throws strikes. I think just new team, new environment.
You always got to remember the human element. You just do.
It's hard. Changes.
Doesn't matter if you're a veteran, you've been around and you've changed teams before. It's jarring, right?
It's jarring, and you want to do well. It's the human piece of it, like you said.
Ground ball to short. McKinstry will charge, stick that glove out, field and fire to Torkelson at first. Nice inning for Luke Jackson. A 1-2-3 eighth inning, and he needed just...
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century, and certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
Try the new Oberon Light today.
Riley Green leads off. 8th inning, 11-2 Tigers. First pitch to Riley Green. Jose Herrera, the catcher, one of the catchers for the Diamondbacks, is on the mound, and he's doing his best Jake Rogers imitation. Ground ball softly to second base off the Ephus pitch. Riley Green will ground out on a 1-0 pitch. Double, home run double, his last 3 trips to the plate, and he has injected some power and energy into this lineup tonight. And Bobby, you just have to laugh. We've been getting great shots throughout the game of Riley's teammates. Coming up, Gleyber Torres is coming up and just gently brushing that mustache, walking by.
It's got magical powers.
It's got
Dan.
magical powers now.
A
T-shirt can't be far behind.
Oh, it's already in production for sure.
Strike one, line drive to left field. Spencer Torkelson hit a 46-mile-an-hour Ephus pitch. That's not, Bobby, describe what that's like. The thing is, you're in that batter's box, and this is like slow pitch softball.
It's like, and it's why it works. It's below the hitting speed. It's like slow pitch softball. And the objective right here as a position player, do not punch out, because
that's the only thing you care about.
That is you will be endlessly crushed by your teammates in the clubhouse if you punch out against another position player.
That was 42 miles. It's hard to throw it that slow. 42, 47. Just to get the ball to home plate, it takes a certain number of miles per hour.
I think there's a secret competition is who can throw the slowest strike among position players.
Shot to second base, Marte to Perdomo. They won't get Wenzel Perez. That was 41 miles an hour, and he smoked that ball to second base.
Hey, you know what else
a pick by Marte.
You know what else he did, Dan? Wenzel Perez hit right-handed against the right-handed throwing Jose Herrera. And the reason you do that is it's like you're facing a knuckleball. So you want to just get on your natural side and go to work. It's just too far away from what you normally do. It messes you up, it just messes with your mind too.
So kind of surprising that Zach McKinstry doesn't turn around and bat right-handed for the first time in his professional career.
I didn't know he had that in his locker, but he probably thought about it.
The 1-0. Wow. I think having seen now 41 from Herrera, I'm convinced you could not throw it any slower.
I'm telling you, there's a secret competition to see how slow you can throw it.
Line drive down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner. Wenzel Perez will be waved to third, and he will be waved home. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Zach McKinstry with a line drive double. 12-2 Tigers here in the 8th. Good approaches against this slow stuff.
Yeah, I mean, McKinstry got a gravity ball right there, and he just laced it into the right field corner for a double, an RBI double. This is just wait back as long as you can and then just try to, again, put it in play and see whatever happens, happens.
How many times did you face a position player?
A bunch. I mean, you have these blowouts. These games happen. You know,
right.
you kind of make fun of them. Unfortunately, we've been on the wrong side of them, too.
Slider misses up. Why am I calling it a slider? Because it's on the screen. But no, it's just a lob ball. That's all it is. The fact that they're trying to categorize these pitches is amusing. Slow drop ball. Misses off the plate and in. 2-0 on Dylan Dingler. 12 runs on 19 hits. 11 extra base hits for the Tigers. We have never seen anybody throw this slow. That one was officially under 40 miles an hour at 39.6. Ball drops in to make it 3-1 on Dingler. Line drive caught at shortstop by Perdomo. Lots of hard contact. Good approaches by the Tigers. One more run on the McKinstry double. He's got 4 RBIs.
Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Law firm of the Detroit Tigers. All we do is win.
All we do is win.
Get Motor City Clean at Clean Express Auto Wash and wash anywhere with our Wash Smart Unlimited membership, the official car wash of the Detroit Tigers.
Well, 2 Tigers to go the 9th inning. 9th inning is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Only one bank has been committed to Michigan since 1849. That's Comerica. Fun night at the ballpark. Tiger bats have come alive. Luke Jackson delivers a slider tight under the bat. Alec Thomas swings and misses strike 1. Casey Mize, high pitch count. Lots of struggles came out in the 2nd inning. The bullpen has been fantastic tonight. Thomas fouls a 93-mile-an-hour fastball out of play. Luke Jackson just filling up the strike zone, and it's good to see. 7 pitches to work a 1-2-3 8th inning. The 0-2 here is swinging a fly ball center field fairly deep. Once Perez moving to his left will make the catch in deep straightaway center. 1 up and 1 down, hit on a line. A.J. Hinch moving the chess pieces around the board. Matt Beerling comes in from center field to play 1 inning at 3rd. McKinstry is still at short. And Ibanez moves to second base. Torkelson's at first. Green in left, Perez in center. Mike Jones now in right. 2-0 game going to the bottom of the 4th inning, and then the Tiger bats came alive. 2 in the 4th, 6 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 1 more in the bottom of the 8th inning. James McCann takes ball 1 from Luke Jackson. The 1-0. Slider misses high and tight. Afternoon game tomorrow. Love to see out at the ballpark. Good crowd tonight, over 27,000. Ryan Nelson's having a very good year for Arizona. He goes for the Diamondbacks. Fastball low and outside. 3-0, and they count on McCann. And we'll get our first look as a Tiger. It'll actually be the 3rd time we've seen him this year. Chris Paddock will make the start for the Tigers. Fastball strike to make it 3-1. We saw him twice in a Twins uniform. Interesting to see. First start. Tigers like what they're working with. Yep. Swing and miss slider, meaning he's a strike thrower. He's got stuff. He's just had very inconsistent results.
And again, no different than Luke Jackson. Manage the emotions, new team, new environment, even though he's a veteran guy.
3-2, swinging to tap foul. That slider's got a little bite.
It does have some bite. I mean, he's had a swing and miss slider at points of his career. And as you've talked about earlier, Dan, he's lost a little of that. Can you recapture some of that to help fortify this bullpen for this stretch run? There's been points in his career where he's been up around 70% usage with that slider. Right at 50% this year. They do want him to throw that fastball a little bit more often, but that slider is a weapon.
2 outs in the ninth. First pitch fastball to Blaze Alexander, down and away. 7 base runners the first 2 innings. On hits, walks, and errors against Casey Mize. There have only been 3 base runners since the second. The 1-0. Swing and a pop foul out of play. Everybody getting on their feet here at Comerica Park. 1:10 start for the game tomorrow. Tigers will be in position to sweep the Diamondbacks. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Carter at 90, diving away from the righty. Luke Jackson tried to make it a 6-up, 6-down finish to this game. Into his windup. The 1-2. Slider bounces down and away. Alexander extends the game for at least one more pitch with a take.
Good stuff from Jackson. Herky-jerky delivery. You can harness this. You may have something down the stretch.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. Tigers win. Bullpen did a great job tonight. An exclamation point putting on that finish for Luke Jackson on a night when the Tiger bats came alive. 19-hit attack. 11 extra base hits. Big nights up and down the lineup. Our final score, the Detroit Tigers win their 3rd straight, 2nd straight over Arizona, 12-2.
GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they're a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. We are professional grade. Michigan resident